Good morning, everyone. What's going on? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. You already know what it is. It's Bel-Air Fridays. And unfortunately, this is the last episode of Bel-Air. We had episode 10, the season finale. Most definitely got to go over this episode. This was one of the best episodes. And I said that a couple weeks ago, but the season finale really tied in a lot of stuff, tied up a lot of loose ends. You know what I'm saying? Not everything. There's still some dangling threads so they can go into another season and everything, but most definitely enjoyed this episode. So I can't wait to go over with you. Also, Jonathan Majors news. I know a lot of y'all are probably getting tired of that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's some Jonathan Majors news that I got to talk about on this episode. You know what I mean? But the real question is,
Are you ready?
all right. Hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. You're getting a good you're starting your day off well, or you're just not getting off of work like me and want to go ahead and kind of get this work in. You know what I mean? You know how we do it out here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who comes to the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in here now, but people coming. I ain't worried about it. Y'all come back and watch. You know what I'm saying? But don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. The only thing I ask for, I don't ask for any money. I don't have my Cash App thing scrolling down here. All I ask for is continue to give me thumbs up, like the video. If you come in, you watch these videos, and you like the way that I talk about the recap of Bel-Air or whatever show that I'm doing, just give me a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? And comment, because if y'all don't know, I'm running a actual giveaway, $100 gift card to once I hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm going to do a giveaway for a $100 gift card. All you got to do is like my channel, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Comment. Once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I will tell you how you can win the $100, and it's going to be very, very easy. You know what I mean? But let me give myself further ado so I can explain how you can be able to win my money. What's up? This your man Dre Mac. Want a chance to win a little bit of my money?
Got my money?
Well, all you got to do is like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. You know why? Because I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers.
Baby needs shoes. My wife needs clothes.
Once I hit 2,000 subscribers, if you like, share, and subscribe to this channel, you will actually have a chance to win a $100 gift card.
Message.
Again, like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $100. Want a chance to win? All you got to do is do that, and I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully, you're the winner. Yeah, hopefully you guys are liking and sharing what I'm doing. Also, I need you guys' help. In the comment section helps a lot. If you have a show that you want me to start reviewing, because Mandalorian's over, Fresh Prince is now over, I'm going to need shows. You know what I'm saying? That I could review or talk about. Being honest with you, there's a big lineup right now coming for movies. We got DC's The Flash. We got Guardians of the Galaxy coming out next week. We have other films that's getting ready to start dropping. So yes, I will have material, but it's always nice if you like, hey, have you checked out this? Let's go ahead and let's check out, you want to say, check out this video or check out this show and maybe do a recap on it or stuff like that. I will always need your guys, because you're my audience, you who I'm trying to please. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything possible to make sure that I'm giving you everything that you're looking for. So make sure you holler at your boy. Let me know. Let me know. Good morning to Miss Mika G, the first lady of Popcorn in Your Beard. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. Good morning, Bel-Air Fridays. Oh, we gotta talk about Bel-Air. Mrs. Davis is really good. It's on Peacock. I'm gonna check it out. Thanks for that suggestion, Mika. I will check out that show, Mrs. Davis. You know what I mean? It sounds very interesting. Now, because I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. So I'm gonna get to the first story first. So give me just a second here. Let me pull up some stuff real quick. Because like I said, I want to get to these stories real quick, especially our first story. Because again, I don't want to say the hits keep coming. That's a bad pun. But man, Jonathan Major reported to now have a restraining order against him by the alleged victim. Now, as I tried to point out before, I was in law enforcement for a few years, about 4, and this is not a protection order. Is not like uncommon, right? When you have a domestic violence case, and I'm gonna read this because this is from Variety, so I'm gonna share my screen and read this story. But I want to let you know that a restraining order does not admit guilt or even innocence. It is something that is common practice when you have a situation such as what Mr. Majors is in. No matter who you are, you can go find a restraining order against anybody. It doesn't mean that person is guilty or innocent. Now, I want to tell you, this restraining order goes 2 ways, because the alleged victim cannot reach out to the person that's the alleged accuser either. So if you say, you need a restraining order against him, you can't be texting him 32 times half naked in your closet after you throw up on his bed. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't reach out to someone who you have a restraining order against, or what's going to happen? They're going to drop the restraining order because, hell, you must have liked it because you keep talking to this person. So again, now Mr. Majors can also go down and file a restraining order against the victim also. You know what I mean? So anybody can go down and file a restraining order. This is not admitting guilt or innocence. So a lot of people, when they see this, say, oh my God, this dude again. Yo, they're going to report on this man because he is a celebrity. Now, it's funny is that, Flash is coming out. You ain't heard a peep about Ezra Miller, but you're going to hear about how he's getting his mental health together. You're not going to hear a peep about all the allegations and all of that he did while he was filming The Flash. You're not going to hear that because Jonathan Major's a way bigger story than all of the stuff. This man was caught on camera choking a woman on national television. But he's getting mental health. That's all I want to say before you just go without all the burden of proof that Jonathan Majors hit this woman before you go and judge. Now, we do have video footage of her kicking it, clubbing, all of that. And again, I was just literally on my IG, and a young woman, because I told a young woman that, in a case like this, every crucial detail is valuable evidence, whether it's evidence for Mr. Majors or the accused victim. Now, we don't know who this woman is. Actually, we do, because TMZ revealed who she is. She's actually an employee of Marvel. But we don't know exactly the marks. It's not like when Rihanna and we seen her face and all of that and the marks and all of that, because they were both fighting each other. Y'all forget that. And y'all still condemn Chris Brown to this day, even though Rihanna admitted to fighting him too. They was kids. They got into a fist fight. They were kids. You know what I mean? But y'all still a lot of y'all still look at Chris Brown sideways because of that, and haven't forgave that man for something that he did as a kid and the person engaged into the fight also. You see what I mean? So we got to be careful when it comes to allegations. That's why he said everything that Mr. Majors did, and y'all didn't like the fact that the lawyer posted out the text message. It didn't paint him in the greatest of lights, and I get that. I looked at the text message a little bit differently, maybe because I've seen this situation so many times. When you go down to 16th Circuit Court in Kansas City, you see a lot. and you hear a lot of stories, and you ain't got to be a lawyer. You just have to have common sense, logical common sense. We're like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Why is this person getting in trouble because of what someone else did? Because obviously we see it. We can you can just tell, like, yo, so I get it. I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that she's innocent. What I'm saying is the facts that have came out once the court date, which is May the 8th, which is about a little over a week away, you know what I'm saying, comes out, then we will find out guilt or innocence. All I want is the facts. And TMZ already showed us a lot of the facts. So that right now, that's all I really care about is the facts. I don't care about believe all women. I don't believe in believe all men. What I believe is in the facts. That's what I believe in. But let's go ahead and let me just read this real quick, because I start riding on that horse. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is because I just don't like the way that this man hasn't came out verbally and said anything. Everything is done through his lawyer, his PR firm left him, which didn't paint him in the best of light. His management team left him, which didn't paint him in the greatest of lights. You know what I mean? And the man is left abandoned, but that TMZ changed a lot of the narrative. You know what I mean? So, all right. So let me just get in this real quick. And this is from Variety, and this is from Elise Schaefer. Her article is Jonathan Majors, alleged victim, was granted a temporary order of protection. Let me full screen this real quick so you guys can see this. Jonathan Majors' alleged victim was granted a temporary order of protection on Thursday ahead of the May 9th court date, where the actor will face charges on assault and harassment. Today, a judge granted a full temporary order of protection for the victim, per the people's request, with the consent of the defense counsel. At the time of arrangement, a limited temporary order of protection was granted, the Miami District Attorney's Office said in a statement to Variety. A full temporary order of protection means the two parties must not have any direct or third-party contact, which remains into effect until the next court date. Majors was arrested in New York on March 25th. And charged with assault and harassment following an alleged domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman. New York police responded to a 911 call and took Majors into custody. The unnamed victim was hospitalized with minor injuries to her head and neck, according to authorities. Majors' legal team has denied any wrongdoing and has released text messages and videos related to the situation that they believe prove his innocence. And this is standard in cases such as this. And we consisted because Mr. Majors wanted nothing to do with the woman who assaulted him. Majors' attorney, Prior Chaudhry, said in a statement to Variety, "We have been transparent and cooperative with the district attorney, including giving the district attorney ample evidence, including witness statements of Mr. Majors' innocence. And in fact, we recently provided a forensics medical opinion from the Board of Certified Emergency Medicine and medicine doctor and trauma specialist who examined the photos and videos of the women and concludes without hesitation that the woman did not have any injuries at the nightclub, and injuries she later sustained did not come from Mr. Majors, who could not have come from the way the woman described," Chandra continued. "In fact, the forensics medical experts' opinion shows that the woman is lying. It is disturbing that even when presented with the incomparable evidence, the district attorney continues this false case." In an April 19th report, Variety revealed that multiple alleged victims of Majors have come forward following his arrest and cooperating with the DA's office. On April 17th, Majors was dropped by his management, Entertainment 360, and publicist The Lead Company. Prior to his March arrest, Majors was regarded as a rising star in Hollywood, having starred in 2 blockbuster franchises, Creed 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania this year. His Marvel character, Kang the Conqueror, has tapped to be the star villain of the future MCU projects, including the next Avengers movie. He was also the breakout of this year's Sundance Film Festival with performance in Magazine Dreams, a bodybuilding drama that was quickly picked up by Searchlight Pictures. All right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this situation? What do you think now? Even and I'm going to say something before I go into the review, and hopefully one of my followers, one of the people who is watching this, timestamp this for me, because I try to timestamp it and sometimes it doesn't work. So if you want to skip all the way into, the next segment, I ain't mad at you, but hook a brother up. You know what I mean? Hook a brother up. But when the lawyer says that they went to a medical examiner and they did all of this, and the district attorney is still tapping into the case, number one, that's not uncommon. I want to let you know something. As someone who has seen this first, trust me on this one. I've seen this firsthand. There is certain things in the district attorney's office, because their job is convictions. That's what their job is. Their job is not to see truth for any. Their job is to convict someone. That's what the DA's office does. That's what their job is. So they're going to try everything in their power to try to get a conviction. It is up to the judge to see the evidence to say no. You see what I mean? So we have to be able to get a full understanding on that. Just because the DA office is pressuring this case so much, even though that Mr. Major's attorney said that they're being cooperative, and we've done this and we've done that, their job is to, without a shadow of a doubt, get a conviction. So it's not that Jonathan Major's team lawyer is not trying. They're not trying to hear that. You're trying to send it to court. That's exactly what happens in domestic violence cases. And a lot of people are saying, he should have been messing with snow bunnies and all of that. I've seen how many black men and black women I've seen go to court in DV cases. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally man versus woman, because we live in a time frame where it's believe all women and not believe the truth, not believe the burden of evidence, not believe, instead of he say, she say, finding out what, there's truth in the middle of he said this, she said that. Truth is literally split down the middle. Instead of finding out the facts, this is what we're doing. And me, I have no dog in the fight. I love Jonathan Majors as the actor. I love him as Kane the Conqueror and all of that. But I've also said, if there's evidence that this man put his hands on this woman, then he needs to get he needs to get help. But he also needs to go to whatever the courts suggest that needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. I've said that. If this woman is lying, she needs to be made an example that you cannot lie and do things to men, because 9 times out of 10, I've said this. If you follow my channel, you follow my show, I've said this before. 9 times out of 10, they're going to blame the man. Almost every single time, they're going to blame the man. They're going to say it's the man's fault. Well, the man shouldn't have been with her. Well, the man shouldn't have did this. That man shouldn't have did that. This is literally how it goes when you're a man in this situation. It's not like they care. And again, this is what I always said. And tell me if I'm wrong. You put it in the chat. Tell me if I'm wrong. Jonathan Majors is in a film, big as hell, fighting Apollo. What's his name? Apollo Creed's son. I don't know his name because I've never seen any of the Creed movies. I'll be honest with you. Never seen that one. You see how big this man and got? He was just thumping that man. I'm sorry. I'm going to be real with you. If he wanted to put his hands on that little 130-some pound woman, you know what I'm saying, 120, 130-some pound woman, he could have broke her in half. He got swole. Remember, all of y'all was loving Jonathan Majors. Ooh, he's so sexy. Look at that body. Ooh. You see how big that man is? Do you think if he really put his hands on that woman, do you think there wouldn't be pictures that somebody from, I'm telling you this because this is how the game works. This is how the game works. Don't you think that someone would have leaked the pictures from the police that said, look, I got Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors beat the crap out of this woman. I got pictures. How much? TMZ got that other footage. They paid. You had to get a little something to get that picture. How much? How much for the picture of Jonathan Major beating the brakes off this girl? Remember Dana White? You think how much money did they got when that guy came forward to say, I got a picture of Dana White beating up his wife, right? Are y'all? It's the game, y'all. It's the game. Trust me when I tell you this. If they had real evidence, TMZ would have. I'm talking about TMZ was gonna pay big bucks for that. Big bucks. They ain't got nothing but her kicking it after she allegedly got beat. And again, I will say this to the day I die. I want you guys to that the detractors from what I'm saying, they's giving me every kind of excuse. Oh, women go to work after domestic violence. I know. I seen one firsthand. I was 18 years old. I used to flirt with this girl at my job when I worked at a racetrack. This girl was gorgeous. She was way older than me too. She was like 27. I'm 18. Trying to shoot my shot hard. That girl came in there with a black eye. And when I tell you this woman is gorgeous, light-skinned woman, nice, beautiful, everything. Every time I seen her, I used to be in love with this woman. But I seen her come in there to work, beat up. For real. Black eye, jaw swollen. And this is the first time that woman sat down and had a conversation with me too. Like, besides me trying to flirt with her, we really sat down and talked. And she told me everything. You know what I mean? Go down to a battered women's shelter. See if they like, yeah, I went to the club after he beat me up. I had to release some tension. Going to work, got to take care of your bills. Got to take care of your business. Hell, nothing stop you. But to go kick it, I'm sorry. There's too many women who really are in real domestic violence situations that are not going to go kick it. That's who I'm looking out for. Not looking out for Jonathan Majors. I have no dog in the fight. It's literally a story. Again, I like Jonathan Majors, but again, I want you to kind of understand is that we can't jump on when the media says things like, oh, this man did this and did that. Well, where's the proof? And then when they say, oh, well, she went to go kick it. Oh, I need more proof than that. Anybody can go kick it after getting their ass kicked. Man, you can't even get a dude who got his ass kicked at the club to go back in the club and start dancing. When have you ever seen a dude who get jumped in, who get they ass whooped in the club and then go back on the floor? Yeah, nigga, my eye swollen. No. That's all I gotta say about that. Let me end this because I'm about to piss a lot of people off because I'm actually telling the truth. Let's get to the real story. Let's get to Bel-Air. Let's get to Bel-Air. You see how I changed the graphic like that? You see how I changed that? Even though I got this little, yeah. Bel-Air, episode 10, review and reaction. When I tell you that I love the way, God, I can't see. I love the way this episode flowed. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta get to my notes. I'm not gonna lie. Now, this is the part y'all came for. Y'all came for Bel-Air Fridays, and damn it, it was so many great. When I say great, this is what I kind of been waiting for. I've been waiting for Bel-Air to do this, where you're tying in a lot of these stories and they're coming to a crescendo in a way where it's impactful. Now, I am going to start today because, I want to start with Will. I want to start with Will on this one. And the reason why I want to start with Will is because Will was a dick. Will was an absolute dick. And it kind of pissed me off. But then I also understand when you have a character who just an episode ago or last season met his father for the first time, and you could tell he's trying to become something that he clearly haven't seen. And we have seen this with young men that has grown up without a father or even a father figure, stepdad, somebody, uncle, You know what I'm saying? They grew up without some type of man in their life. And they become angry. They try to become a man without knowing what an example of a man is. And a lot of things is tied into trial and error. A lot of emotions are all over the place because a man, and I'm not saying, listen to when I say this, I'm not saying men cannot be emotional, so don't go down that train. What I'm also saying is that a man could be able to show them where to put, how to be able to show emotion where it's not uh overtaking logical thought going forward. I could be emotional and feel emotions and be devastated and be heartbroken and want to cry and be happy, sad, all these different emotions, right? As a man. Also, in the same sense, where do I, okay, now after I got the way that I feel out, how do I channel those emotions in a positive light? Where do I direct that emotion to? Do I direct it and yell at everybody that I come in contact with, like we clearly seen Will doing in this episode, snapping on people? Man, he snapped on Jazz, and I actually got pissed at that, even though Jazz is a good friend, because you ain't gonna be like, fuck me, nah, nigga, fuck you. For one, you ain't just gonna be just, I'm trying to help you out because you over here spazzing. So I'm from West Philly, West Philly, West Philly. Who gives a shit when you in LA? Around, yeah, man, you better be glad you was in Venice Beach. You wasn't doing that on Wilmington Avenue, on 131st Wilmington Avenue, homie. I'm just saying, you up there whooping all of that, man. You better be glad you was in Venice. He said, man, look where you at. You would have took that, take him to Compton, take him to Watts. You know what I'm saying? Take him to Inglewood, Long Beach. Take him to Crenshaw and have him saying all of that. Take him to South Central. You feel me? You ain't gonna be saying, you ain't gonna be whooping and all of that. You talking tough? Oh, okay. All right. You ain't gonna make it out that park. That's gonna be the last, that's gonna be the last thing you hear. He was over there pushing on dude or whatever in basketball, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Because again, what us as men have to teach the younger men, our boys, is it's okay to be emotional. It is very much okay. It's healthy to be emotional. Also, at the same time, now that I kind of understand where my emotions are, how do I handle it in a positive, concise, insightful and constructive way where I can be able to provide clarity and be able to not take it out on everybody. The reason why I'm so big on domestic violence, because they are men who don't know how to channel their emotions, because they were raised in an environment where it's just emotions, and not a way to channel it in a positive direction. That's why he turns around and beats on his woman, because he does not know how to handle his emotions in a positive, more constructive type of way. He snaps on the people at his job. He does things, you know what I'm saying? He destroys things. You know what I mean? He gets in the fights at the bar, at the club, or whatever, because he does not know how to handle his emotions in a right, positive way. Not saying you can't be mad, but when you're upset and the emotions is high, 9 times out of 10, thank you, Shannon Sharp, the logic is low. And we also, as men, have an ego. Good morning, Duke, for Popcorn to Your Beard. What is up, my man? What is up? But that's what I try to teach my boys. I've taught myself that, because you have to take, as a man, we have to take accountability. There's no way in the world we can't do anything in this life, especially black men, without taking accountability for our actions. We have to take accountability, or it's going to be constantly thrown up in our face. That's why the last story is so key and crucial, because Will was not taking his emotions out in a positive way. And I'm so glad he called his mama. Snot, crying, all of this, because he found out he needed his daddy. He does need his dad. You need a man that you can be able to confide to. And I know this, I don't know how this version of Lou is. And, Marlon Wayans, excellent job in season 1, the last episode, with playing Lou. What I would like to happen in this version is that he actually reaches out to Lou, apologize for the way he acted, because again, emotions. And he didn't want to hear Lou's side of his failures, because what you really don't know, what you really don't understand it. And Country Wayne said this. He said, you got to forgive your parents. You got to forgive your parents, because you forgot your parents got their own life and all these type of things that they had to try to deal with and try to handle. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be perfect. And actually, this episode was a mirror of when you're trying to be a man, or you're not trying to be, when you are a man and you're making different decisions and how those decisions impact your life. Because I'm going to get to old Carlton in here in a second. But when he reached out to his mom and he kept talking about Lou or whatever, you got to forgive that man. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be in his face and try to act like a 6-year-old kid. Trust me, I've been there. And I forgot that I was a grown man. Now, Will in this show is 16. But I went through that. I grew up without both my parents. So when I had an opportunity to get in my parents' face when I became older, and I'm talking about I was a grown man at this time, it's trying to understand. And I was like, Will, I snapped on my daddy. I completely snapped on my daddy one day. And my daddy had all rights and means to punch me right in my chest because I was being hella disrespectful. I was. And I'm telling you guys this for a reason why I love shows that I could be able to relate to. I was being hella disrespectful to my daddy one day because my daddy never raised me. You know what I'm saying? Under unfortunate circumstances, he was not in my life. You know what I'm saying? My daddy was locked up. And I was trying to, at a time where I'm a grown man, trying to understand all these emotions because I never had a daddy. And then hearing this man trying to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm grown, and he's in my house. He's in my place. And I'm a grown man. I pay the bills up here and everything. Because and also, even though my father was gone, I had men in my life to show me certain things. Shout out to my Uncle Hugo. My Uncle Hugo was like my Uncle Phil. You know what I'm saying? For my life. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to every man that came along the way. You know, Harold, my old pastor that passed away, Harold Johnson Sr. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a lot of my cousins, my cousin JC, you know what I'm saying? God rest his soul. My cousin Wes, and just every guy that came in that was a part of my life along my journey. I wasn't so hard-headed that I couldn't get knowledge. I couldn't get something out of that man because I was like Will, searching for a man to confide into, which he did that with Doc. And the plot twist with Doc, I ain't even got there yet, but I wasn't ready. Anyway, let me get back to this. But what I'm saying is, to make a long story short, once I realized that my dad has been through his own journey, he had his own things that he had to get with. And yes, as much as I wanted to have my father in my life, you know, based on the circumstances that he was doing in his life, would have been what that would have been conducive for my life. Would my life go into a totally different direction? You know what I mean? Would I still be here to be on camera talking to you guys about what I love to talk about, or would I be in the same boat that he was in? Because trust me, I was on the same path that he was on through a fortunate circumstance. You know what I mean? And y'all know about that unfortunate circumstance. You rock with me on August the 3rd because I do it every year. Because that's the day that changed. August the 3rd, 1998 changed my life forever. And maybe some of the people that rock with me, maybe y'all, maybe y'all a little younger, maybe y'all a little, you're older or my age or whatever. Trust me, that's the day that changed my life. So I'll always give a testament on how the Most High changed everything. So what I'm happy about is that he reached out to his mom. His mom gave him sound quality advice. You have to be calm. You can't look at everybody and try to find, and that's what I did. I stopped looking at everybody and trying to find somebody and became who I am. But I also had to take accountability on all the actions that I did and apologize, even to my father, my mother, all of that. Apologize for the way that I didn't apologize for the way that I felt, but I apologize the way I reacted, because that I can change within myself. I can change the way that I communicate, because first, before I speak, I have to be able to have a logical, conscious thought that's not clouded in any type of unrealistic emotions, that I can sit down and say, this is where I have a problem with, and this is where I apologize. This is where I went wrong. That's when you're taking responsibility for yourself. All right. So, even though I didn't like how Will was treating everybody in the beginning of the show, I do understand once we got to that scene. Now, let's get to Mr. Booger Sugar himself, Carlton. And I knew it. I knew he was on them sugars. That man was high. It was, you know what? I'm not going to lie. He was snorting the first time when he went to school, and he snorted in his locker. And the lady from the Founders Award ran up on him and said, hi. I was like, yeah, he is. High is Giraffe's ass right now. The man is on the booger sugar. The booger sugar. I can't believe it. I'm not going to lie. And I believe it, but I can't believe, for one, I felt bad for him. And this is where I felt bad. And this is what I was talking about. As a man, you're trying to do your best based on, and a lot of times with us, based on where we come from, sometimes we do overcompensate to try to not go back for where we came from, especially when you come from the gutter. When you come from the streets and you see real things happen to real people. Like, I grew up in the 80s. You seen dope and drugs and stuff like that affected my family, my immediate family. You know what I'm saying? And you seen how jail, and you know what I'm saying, in the the way that systematic racism really works has nothing to, it's nothing. I'd rather have people call me a nigga than to systematically put me into a situation where I can't get out the projects because somebody wants to get government assistance because there's no jobs around here. Because they outsource all the jobs in the area where if you ain't got no car or whatever, it's hard. If you don't have public transportation, doesn't run like that, which I literally seen in my hometown of KCK back in the day. You know what I mean? I'm not joking. I wish I could really just make this up, but I seen this for myself. So when you come from that, you do try to overcompensate for what you done. I can give you a prime example. Me, there were certain things that I wanted to have when I didn't have when I was a kid. I was taught to be frugal and all of this. And I ain't got no problem with that. But when I got some money, yeah, all of this, honestly, just being real, it's my love, it's my passion. But I'm overcompensating because I'm reliving a childhood that I was hard. That was hard. And, I didn't understand a lot of things. So, yeah, when I got a little money, I bought stuff. You know what I mean? I try to provide for my family, and you do things, and we're trying to overcompensate. That actually is not logical thinking. That's an emotion. That's an emotion that comes out, and you feel like you have to do certain things to make people happy. Uncle Phil felt like, and he snapped, and I'm not mad at him, and I understood exactly what he snapped. It was like, look, I'm not apologizing for trying to give my family a better life than what I have. I'm sick of it. 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 You can't make me feel bad because I want to try to make sure that y'all good. Come on. That was the Uncle Phil. Like, that's the emotion, that everything. That is where I was waiting for Uncle Phil. Thankfully, I had to wait to episode 10, but that's the Uncle Phil that I was waiting for. I'm like, look, dude, I just wanted to make it better for you. And Carson was like, oh, you keep reminding me that you have a better life. Now, I'm going to tell you where the disconnect with Uncle Phil and Carlton. He never really invested into Carlton like he did Will. And I'm going to tell you why. You say, yo, when Uncle Phil snapped, that is the first time I was like, yeah, there he is. Yes. Because I felt him on that. You try to provide, and then it just seems like you try to be everything that you want to be, and it's still not good enough. Come on, give me a break. I felt him on that because I'm trying to do my best. And it just seems like every time I turn around, I'm just a failure. Why are you making me feel like this? I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of this. That was the emotion. That was the gravitas I was waiting for because I felt him on that. Yes, I'm trying to do everything I can because I don't know nothing different. Because look where I came from, and I'm trying to make it better for y'all. Y'all making me feel like shit for it. I'm not mad at them because it's a lot of men that came from a lot of different places, just try to do their best. And they don't, and they're not looking at it like, man, I know better. They're not looking at it like that, man. I'm just trying. But Carlton never got the real attention that he deserved. And it didn't come into fruition until Will got there. And Will needed the help because, like I said, and I was going to say this, you know why Uncle Phil took to Will immediately? Because he sees a lot of himself in Will. Coming from, and now, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't he didn't come from a single family home, but I guess they were poor. And when you come from environments where you have to struggle and strive, especially him being a black lawyer, which I'm gonna get to. Oh, Erica, let me get to that too, buddy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that right there. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to do, because boy, I knew Erica was gonna push up on him. I knew it. But get back to the point I was making. The reason why, that they didn't understand why Carlton was on the sugar, the booger sugar. Y'all weren't really paying attention to this dude. He literally told you, when, I'm not gonna lie, when Carlton took the Founders Award because he won, and he said, man, I'm high right now. I've been on coke. I'm a drug addict. I ain't your hero. I ain't nothing. I'm literally with you, how can I say this? I'm literally not who you think I am. I'm a drug addict. And he admitted it. But I'm sitting there like, y'all couldn't tell? He snatched up Ashley like a crackhead. You better not kill a goddamn soul. You better not say nothing. He looked like a straight up that. First of all, anybody move and fit. I told y'all, man, I was a corrections officer, man. You see people on drugs. I see all the signs that Carlton was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Inconsistent with his stories, fidgeting. I say a lot, but when you're trying to get a story together and you try to blame it on everything else, you're not really taking full responsibility. You move it too quick. You know what I'm saying? Bouts of depression, all the time, snapping on people real quick. What are you on? You know what I'm saying? And Uncle Phil almost snapped on him. You know what I'm saying? You was over here getting high this whole time? Who'd you get the money? From you. When he put his hands on Ash, he did. Put his hands on Ash. I was like, boy, he making a crackhead move now. That's that man. Get off that. You got yourself that dope. But you know who I was actually mad at? I was mad about that. I was. But Will, I was pissed at Will. Will really never apologized for the way he treated Carlton. He never really, they did it in a bro type of way, but he never said, man, you know what? I was an asshole to you. I was a dick, man. I'm so sorry. I should have been here for you because I knew it, but I should have been here for you. And the end of the episode was real. The tie up with Uncle Phil and Carlton, because he snapped on Carlton. You know what I'm saying? He snapped on him, but he came in as a father, man. At the end of the day, being a dad, you just gotta look at your kid and just gotta hug them and love on the best way you can. You can't really beat yourself up as a parent, because you can only do what you can, what you think is best. And we're gonna, as parents, we're gonna go through trial and error. Sometimes our kids don't like us and all of that. But at the end of the day, that's our seed. There are our was it the Horcrux from Harry Potter? That's in them. That's a piece of us that's still in them forever. There are a piece of, and we can't really get upset that that the cast. I'm looking at notes. That our children, you know, they may not see it, but we still gotta love them. As parents, we still gotta love them. And I like the dynamic that, Aunt Viv, and I love Aunt Viv. I love the Aunt Viv from this show. I love Aunt Viv in this show, because she's almost like she'll get grimy with you, but she's also so loving. You know what I'm saying? So loving. Now, Uncle Phil did piss me off when he kept dismissing what she was trying to say, like, just cooking. She called him out for that. And as a man, when your wife, because let me just say this. Let me say this for real men. When you have a woman, because you have a vision, your woman has a vision, right? We have to see our woman's vision just as much as she has to see ours. And we have to be supportive of her vision too. And he was trying to be the man. That's why he snapped. So really why he snapped. And we're going to get to, Hillary and what's his name? DeMichael, whatever, the one guy's name. But he snapped because he was sitting there like, okay, I haven't been supportive of my wife. I haven't been supportive of my son. I've been trying to just work and get this money. And sometimes we do that. We don't just take out time, because, I'm a guy who works 50, almost 60 hours a week. LaMarcus, not DeMarcus, LaMarcus. And I'm a guy who works, I work 50, 60 hours a week without a, that's just me. I'm a worker like that. I'm a worker bee. Plus, I like stuff, and I want to make sure lights, gas, stuff are cut on. I can go do things. I can go do things with my family. I can do things with my kids. I can go do things, right? So, sometimes we got to take and stop and hug our children and love on our children and find out what's going on with them. You know what I mean? And Uncle Phil, and same thing with our woman. We got to find out. My wife, hey, if she has a vision, I need to still cultivate her vision. And he didn't do that. And sometimes as men, we forget about our woman's, what she's trying to do. She's trying to do something. We got to be, if we want support, we got to be supportive to that woman. Fair exchange and a robbery, bro. And we got to do the same things that we're asking for. We got to do those same things for our woman. And he realized that she checked him for that. You're not doing that. You already told me to quit because you got me, but I got to live for me too. And I got to have things that doesn't take me away from what makes me good, what brings joy to me. You can't take that away from me, Phil. And you've been taking it away from me. I felt her on that. That's a part of emotional intimacy. And if you ever go to goodtherapy.org, read about the 4 types of intimacy, and you will understand where I'm coming from. Now, let me get to Uncle Phil and Doc. Now, remember we left off on last episode where Doc played hardball to get Uncle Phil to be on his to be his lawyer. Basically, the way that they set up the scene, like Doc was the evil one, and really it was his partner, the one that G seen the whole entire time. And it was nice for Will. And again, the show is great when the centerpiece is Will and everybody else is bit players in this role. And when Will reached out to a lot of those players and actually talked to them and kind of got to understand it, I completely understood that and I love that because they snapped up like, man, we ain't going to Bel-Air and we ain't riding in a Lexus and all of that, man. You know what I mean? We going to real situations. And Doc was actually making sure that those kids, yeah, he's doing what the NCAA does. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's just taking a little percentage. Trust me, the NCAA does that to our kids all the time. But now Doc is doing it, but he's also putting food on these kids' table and making sure that they're good. This was great. Woo, the Doc storyline, it great. It was amazing. I love this because he told us it really, we should have seen it, but I guess it's the way that they were bringing up the tension or whatever. But Doc said, man, I'm just taking the street knowledge and putting it into these kids. And then Will had to understand this. Dude ain't really bad. He just want to he's taking a lot of that money and making sure the other kids is cool too. Because the other kids ain't as privileged as Will is in this situation. Everybody's situation ain't like you can just go home and get a hot meal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your parents got to work 2-3 jobs to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might not have a daddy in a home and your mama got to make sure things happen. She working extra shift to make sure that your black ass is good. And the least you could do is make sure that you go to school and take care of business. The least you could do. And he sees that in them kids and he sees that this is the only way out. Man, Doc is really a hero. Doc is a hero. But my man G, when old boy tried to walk out, he was like, hey, we ain't finished with the conversation yet, partner. We ain't finished. Yeah, I'm trying to get that G beard. You know what I mean? G's beard kind of make me jealous and I cut mine. You try to get that G beard, you know what I mean? But he looked so that was cool. I ain't gonna lie, that was super cool. The way he was like, oh, the conversation ain't over. Come on back, buddy. Go ahead, look at these papers. He's double compensating you so you can go ahead and buy your business. Remember, you're a little informant, huh? So you over there telling on the hood, huh? You don't know if you gonna go home, huh? You better sign these papers, huh? Loved it. Aunt Viv. Let me get to the part where hold on, wait a minute. I'm not gonna let Uncle Phil slide and say he didn't get that kiss from Erica. That he was like, it just stood there. Like, like that wasn't coming. Like Erica didn't have her hands all on the back of your neck meat just the episode beforehand. And she kissed her like, man, this story next season. He ended up and I like the way that he started his own smaller firm. Still represent, they're an additional firm. He still will go to all the things for the firm he really works against, but he created that own firm because there's not a lot of minority firms around there that take cases. So perfect way that he did that, gave G an office. Now that's the way you play the game. That is the way you play the game, people. Sometimes you got to use every advantage that you can, and he played it perfectly. In that way, he not only created his own firm, check what he did. He saved the one he came from and been an asset to the next one he moved to. That's how you play chess. That's how you playing three-dimensional chess out here. Dope. I wanted to mush Eric in the face. I ain't gonna lie, Eric. I kind of want to see what happens. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't go hold Erica kind of cute, but I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. But yeah, you know what? She texted, hey, want to catch lunch to talk about work? And at first it was like, not tonight. And he erased that shit quick. And it was like, sure. Man, Tell me y'all not waiting for all of this to kick off in season 3. Because I'm not gonna lie, I want this to kick off in season 3. Oh, Janice and Aunt Vivian. So we all know that and this is the first time. It's funny because I heard Bill to break some air. I can't wait to the next season, boy. I can't wait to next season. Now, I did like this. I did like the fact that Janice and Vivian finally kind of talked. I did like that. What I also like is the fact that Vivian painted in a way where he's probably going to tell her off. Yeah, woo. Man, I'm just saying Erica is a wrinkle that I'm excited about. That's all I'm saying. I am excited about. Wasn't thinking about that wrinkle until she showed up, and I was like, and she was all up in Vivian's face, telling her what she needs to do and all that while she plotting on her man. Woo! Bring back the dynasty days of Dallas. All somebody got to do is get shot, and we don't know if JR did it. who shot JR? Woo, I'm not gonna lie. I was getting man. So the Vivian and Janice thing, because they're moving on. Vivian is gonna take over where Janice left off at. And at first, Janice was mad, and ain't no motherfucking woman don't tell me what, just push me out to the pasture. And Vivian painted a way like, look, they gonna try to pit black women against black women anyway. So why don't I just write a piece and you just hand it off to me? You need to go be with your grandkids. You need to go somewhere and go travel. Go retire. I got this. And make it as a passing of the torch so I could continue the legacy that you gave. And that was very well done by Aunt Viv. I'm not going to lie. That was very well done by Aunt Viv. Because for one, it shows maturity. Number two, I like the fact that you can be able to have that type of conversation where it makes sense. Remember, she's not thinking with emotions. She's thinking with logic. And she was like, how about I do a piece and how you handing this off to me so they're not pitting this against each other. And that's another headline. Look at two black women arguing with each other. I love that. That is good storytelling. Ashley and the girl that she kind of had beef with at the beginning of the season, she found out she got that pride little pin on. And, well, you already know what's coming in the next episode. I want the writing on Ashley to be a little bit better. I mean, she got snatched up by Carlton. The best you could do is give her lines like, well, tell me a little bit more about your pride pin. Instead of be like, you want to hang out there? Yeah, I do. Like, you're making her too excited. Have her chill out a little bit. Ask her why she has the pride pin or whatever. But they were given choosing signal eyes. So we already know that that's going to be part of the story next season. Let me see. Let's get to Jazz, LaMarcus, and Hillary. I'm not gonna lie, the fake out at the end of the show. I honestly thought that, because they were at the party, you know what I'm saying, for the Founders Award. That's where Carlton revealed to everybody that he was on the Booger Sugar. And before that, Will told Jazz, he apologized for cussing him out and all of that. And they finally did the psh, you know what I'm saying? I love that. So he said, hey, she might be on a flight to Paris here in a minute. You might want to catch her. He was like, oh man, it's too late now. So I said she didn't leave. You know what I'm saying? So he goes and he talks to her or whatever. And he expressed his feelings. But I knew once he kissed her and she wasn't kissing him back, that was a wrap for that. Because he let his insecurities get the best of him because he felt like he wasn't worthy of Ashley. And there was a scene where Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv was kind of going back and forth because they was having their own issues, telling her, I don't want to look like I'm superficial if I go to Paris, but but you do deserve like the fighters in his life. If your brother want to take you, all of that, because of course Uncle Phil's team LaMarcus. I think Aunt Viv was like, just do what's best for you. But I think she really likes Jazz because Jazz is a down to earth dude once he's not into his emotions and his feelings and his insecurities, which all men have. There's not a man alive that don't have some insecurity. It took me a minute to get this forehead. Thank you, Carlton, for allowing me to rock my forehead again. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you. But I have insecurities with my nose, my lips, me, if I really like you, I'm one of those dudes who my palms get sweaty and stuff like, well, doesn't, I don't do it, but I used to be like that. I used to get really nervous or whatever, and the geek part of me, the real super geek came out of me, and not this cool persona dude that I came off with. You know what I mean? So, there's every man has an insecurity, and he allowed his insecurities to overweigh his logical thought, and he lost the best thing in his life. But when he opened the door, because you seen they clipped to Hillary, and Hillary's is I love me some Coco Jones. Love me some Coco Jones. But, she kind of prepped up or whatever, and he went to go open the door, and we seen LaMarcus. She was like, all right, let's go. I was like, wow. After he confessed his feelings, but she kissed him. She did not kiss him back. He just pressed his lips on her, and she was, he was like, I can't guarantee I'll hurt you. Which we can't make a promise like that. We don't know what can hurt you. We can't make no promise like that. But what I can do is try to be better than what I was. It's the only thing we can do. Strive to be better than what we were. And she was like, all right, then I'm about to get with LaMarcus. So off to Paris, ta-ta, wee. You know what I mean? And she went off with LaMarcus. Now, honestly, personally, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And Jazz is my guy. Jazz is my guy. But Hillary needs to be with somebody like LaMarcus. I'm being real. Because I do feel like from and this is just the truth. When you come from a different type of lifestyle, the way that Hillary came from, she's seen a lot of other things that Jazz, she might not understand with Jazz. Just her character, just based on her character on the show, I can't see her just saying, oh, well, I want to be with a guy like Jazz. You know what I'm saying? And that, maybe can't buy all the things that I want and stuff like that. Even though she was willing to do it, she's not used to that. And she didn't really understand why he went to that level. You know what I'm saying? She was hurt because of his insecurities. I understand that. But what she did was she failed to, because she did not communicate with him, she failed to find out why he was insecure. She didn't find out until she ignored him and all of that. And again, she had an opportunity, in last episode to go and talk to him, but she was insecure within her own right, seeing them dance with some girls and be like, he'll be all right. Lying to herself. Oh, and remember, she didn't, you know what I'm saying? She didn't even want Jazz until her homegirl wanted him. So I don't believe that she's Jazz material, honestly. It wouldn't shock me, and I'm dead serious. It wouldn't shock me if the one girl from the house ends up messing with Jazz. I would not be surprised, because it's like a soap opera anyway. Might as well. But Will and Lisa finally got back together, and he knew that was his best. That's his best friend. Hillary. Yeah. I just think Hillary is better with LaMarcus. She's better with a guy like LaMarcus. You know what I'm saying? A guy who could do other things is not going to feel secure within himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't feel like he can't give her the world. And again, remember I was talking about overcompensation. A lot of guys, want to try to impress these women and will try to overcompensate in what we call simping for a woman. Now, all men has simped. She's materialistic. She is. But she grew up in that environment, so I can't really be mad at her. And she get it from her daddy. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by simping is that what they were because I've done it before. We try to overcompensate with, I'll do this and I'll do all this unrealistic stuff to impress this woman, when us just being who we are should, in the vision and the path that I'm moving on, that she can visibly see, should be enough. But no, we try to say, I can give you the stars, the moons, and the mountains. I'll give you the world. And we go into or we become an R&B singer instead of being us. You know what I mean? Instead of showing a woman who we could be. Yes, I'm not saying that you can't have nice things, but some of the best dates come out when you ain't gotta pay for a lot of things. Remember, the best things in life are free. We need to go back and you know what I mean? Yeah, and I believe Jazz will learn from this, and that's why I think he's going to get with the homegirl that she was kissing on him before. Hillary didn't want you, and then oh my goodness. But again, now that is I can see I can see that happening. I can see that now. That would be something natural that can happen. But I'm happy that Lisa and Will is together now. I'm going to tell you, Lisa looked incredible in that scene where they're at the Founders Award, and she got on her dress and her hair, her makeup, absolutely stunning, gorgeous. Yeah, Will was looking like, man, thought she looked good, and Jackie pulled up on her, and he knew, like, honestly, fellas, this is for my fellas now. You find a woman who really care about you and can't help but to be around you, friends or not, or whatever. Remember, she told him, we can't be friends, but we can't be lovers. I can't sing either, but but remember, she told him, we can't be friends. I can't be friends with you. I care too much. I can't be friends. She couldn't see herself without him. That's the woman you need to be with. A woman that you love, that loves you for who you are and just wants to be in your presence. That's the woman that you need to be with. Little advice. I ain't Kevin Samuels and nobody like, just a little advice from little old man named Dre Mack. That's all I'm saying. And to end this episode and to end this review, this recap, somebody plotting on Jazz's son, which I don't think it's seems like I kept getting an unknown number, you know what I'm saying? This phone call. So I basically searched the number out, did a reverse search, and find that it's coming from London. And they got pictures of him and his son kicking it. Is it the old gang? Is it the kid? Is it the kid's mom? Who is it? Or is the mother alive? I'm not for sure. Who is it? I've been watching a lot of Michael Jackson. Is it a friend of mine? Who is it? I ain't gonna lie. I just watched for the first time Michael Jackson's live at Wembley Stadium when he was all getting all cutesy with Princess Diana before it. Loved it. And I'm still Team Jazz. I'm still Team Jazz though. But yeah, that was a recap of the episode. I absolutely love the way that this ended. They played Summertime, and I don't care, like I said, with the whole Will Smith thing, and people who know, I didn't like what Will did. I still think that was a bitch ass move that he did, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold the man to it forever. I'm still a big fan of Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? They play Summertime because they're going into the summer. You understand? I wonder what's gonna happen in that summer. You know what I mean? Yo, just checking in. Haven't watched the finale yet. Go get off. Bye, Blue. Go watch it. Go now before I start singing some more. And you ain't gonna like that, but you're gonna like this last episode. You're gonna like the finale. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to know, who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Who is it? Is it my brother? Who is it? I can't take it because I'm lonely. But nah, I've been watching a lot of Michael Jackson. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and hold you. Just got the Jacksons of American Dream DVD in. I ain't gonna lie. I've been on a Michael Jackson. I miss Michael Jackson. I ain't gonna lie. Miss Michael Jackson. I've been watching live in Wembley, live in Bucharest, which I already had that. Watched the Jackson's Victory Tour, downloaded Victory. You know what I'm saying? Been listening to Torture, watch Marlon Jackson do the body roll. Oh my God. He has go. I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to listen to something where you sitting up there and your eyes is like, what the hell am I watching and listening to? Go. What is the name? Hold on, wait a minute. I'm about to go find it. What is the name of this song? Body. And my man's doing the body roll in this. It's the worst Jack. Y'all get Jermaine Jackson hell. There ain't nothing on this Marlon song. It ain't nothing on this Marlon song. Oh my God. I can tell why his solo career was cut short. Was cut short. Oh my God. Go listen to Body by the Jacksons on the Victory album. Woo! Woo! Go watch the video. Put more like it. Go watch the video and let it let the body roll. Oh my God. I'd never laughed so hard in my life. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. This is your man Dre Mac. You already know what I'm doing, man. Thank you guys for standing for this. This is way longer than what I go. I'm going 30 minutes over because I really wanted to kind of go over this review, talk about the stuff that I talked about or whatever. Marlon thought he was Mike for real. It's the worst song on the whole entire album. Good God Almighty, Body is bad. Body is a horrible song. I hate it because it's Marlon Jackson. But Marlon wanted to be him so bad, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But again, y'all, thank you so very much for hanging out with me. Thank you so very much for everybody that was in the chat, everybody that came through. Mika, of course, for Blues House, Duke, Blue stopping in real quick. You know what I'm saying? My man Duke stopped in. Did I say Duke twice? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are checking out Blues House Live. Make sure you guys are checking out Popcorn and Your Beer, where the First Lady Mika G is on both podcasts. So make sure you guys are checking them out. Make sure you're checking out the Dre Mac Show. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So all I ask for, make sure you give the thumbs up. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Don't forget to watch that Body video by Marlon Jackson. It's Victory. It's the Body Jacksons. It's Marlon. Listen to his vocals. Good God. It's terrible.
Yo, the song is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Hey, man, I'm going to wrap it up. Jeez, man. Can I talk about Marlon's body roll for just a second? Jeez. Cut me off. Hey, you know what I had to get?
I don't care.
Yeah, that's how I feel about your wrap it up box. You know what I mean? But let me get up out of here. Thank you so very much for tuning in to the Dre Mac Show. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you got educated, got a little bit, a little bit more about me. And you stop by, you chill with your homie and kick it with me and all of that, man. But, until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power. I love everybody. Where's my outro at? If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the very end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little bit more personal with me, go ahead and follow the social media links below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and bye-bye.